Hi, my name is Hogan and today I'm going to teach you how to build this beautiful, stunning yet simple website. This video tutorial is not for you if you want to build the next Facebook, Amazon or eBay, but if you're an online entrepreneur, a freelancer or a small to medium sized business owner, then this video is perfect and you'll never look back. There are 3 problems that people face when building their first website. And I want to discuss that with you because I want to help you understand why I made this tutorial and also help you decide if this tutorial is for you or not for you. The first problem is that when you're first starting out, you want something cheap and easy, and a lot of people build their website on free website builders, and the problem with that is a lot of them are built with Flash, and that is not search engine friendly. So being a not search engine friendly platform, your website's not going to rank well on Google. So if it's not ranking well on Google, then you're missing out on a huge chunk of highly targeted traffic. And if you're missing out on traffic, then you're missing out on customers and sales. So that's really important to have a search engine friendly site and platform that you're building your website on. Secondly, you get a non-brandable domain. So you have your username. So for example, creativeway10 and then .wix.com/ your business name. It's unprofessional, it's hard to remember, and it doesn't build any trust with your customer. And thirdly, you're going to have to pay anyway. So to get an upgrade to your own domain, you have to pay. To remove the ads that they put on your website, you're going to have to pay. To get extra storage, to connect your Google Analytics, and even your icon, your favicon, you have to upgrade to their premium version. And the worst thing is it's actually a lot more expensive than getting your own domain and hosting account. They make it look like you're getting a great deal, but you're really getting ripped off, and it's for people that don't know any better. And if you knew better, you'll never recommend it to your friends or family. It's something that you recommend to your 7-year-old cousin. Secondly, if you go to YouTube now and type in how to make a website, take a look at all the tutorials and take a look at the end results of the website they teach you to make. And you'll find that the websites they teach you to make is really bad. They go through the bare minimum. So they tell you how to get your domain and hosting and how to install the WordPress and then how to add sample content. And the end result looks something like this. So it looks shocking. It looks like it's from 2009. It's uninspiring and just plain old ugly. As you guys know, that having a website is like your signage of your business. So it shows who you are, what you stand for, and why should the customer care about your business or your product or services. So that's really important that you don't build a website like this, but unfortunately that's what most tutorials show you how to build. It's quick, but it's not comprehensive enough. Or you could learn how to code a website from scratch, but if you're like me, then you might be thinking after you watch some of the tutorials that you probably hire a web agency, but that leads to our third problem, and good web agencies are really expensive. To build a 5-page website like this, it might cost $3,000, and they're going to charge you by the hour if you want to make any edits or support, which mostly pays for their expensive office and their staff. So you might want to try a cheaper agency or a web design company, but it looks like they haven't updated their skills either. As you can see, some of their sites that they do just looks old. And the problem with working with web design agencies is that communication is a total waste of time. You go back and forth, and you never really get the thing that you want done properly or just the way you like it. If you haven't worked with one before, then you won't know. But if you have, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. I've been through all those 3 stages and it was really frustrating. So I finally found a solution, and that solution is Themify Builder. I think they've really built a simple tool that allows everyone to become a designer and developer all in one. So I'm going to show you the power of it right now. So I'm going to log in to the website and show you. I just want to let you guys know that it's search engine friendly. It's built on the WordPress platform. It's one of the most search engine friendly platforms you can build your site on. Top sites such as Forbes, CNN, even Katy Perry build their sites on WordPress, and you get your own domain name, so it's brandable and it's trustworthy and it's easy to remember. And as you can see, it is not ugly at all. It looks really nice. Take a look at the gallery page and you'll see what I'm talking about. So I'm scrolling down, you've got Parallax Scrolling down here. You've got your image sliders and an animating background. You'll see it changes colors every 8 seconds. I've taken inspiration from the most progressive companies in the world, such as Uber, Airbnb, Xero, which is an accounting software, and Upwork, which is a freelancing website. So why did I take the inspiration from them? The reason is because these are billion-dollar companies and they've probably spent millions trying to optimize their site to test what works and what doesn't. So it's only natural that we take some of their design elements and trust building elements and implement it for our own sites. As you can see, all of them have a feature image and a call to action button here, and they've got video on their website as well, along with feature images, a call to action section such as here. They've also got testimonials, so which we have here. You don't have to pay $3,000 for it. And the funny thing is that you could probably sell this website to some local business owners. Just don't tell them you've learnt your tutorial from here in 3 hours. So let's turn on the Themify Builder now. So as you can see, you've got these little boxes. I call these modules, and if you want to edit the text, you just click here and we edit the text. It works exactly like Microsoft Word, so if you know how to use Microsoft Word, then you'll know how to use this. You can change the colors, sizes, all really easily, which I'll show you in the tutorial. If you want to move these images around, you just move them around like that. Do you want more columns? Okay, you just add more columns. So there's 3 columns now. You want to move these around as well. So you can edit things whenever and to wherever you like, and you can even do it on your tablet or phone. You save a ton of time and you can make the things perfectly just the way you want it to be. So you can get a totally unique website, not like those websites they create, which sort of look the same and you can't move things around without actually emailing them or contacting them to move the thing around. You can do this all yourself, so it saves a ton of time. You won't have ads on your site that you don't want to put. I'll even teach you how to remove the powered by WordPress thing down here. Yes, you can add Google Analytics and as well as your own favicon. Everything you need is at your fingertips. So if you want to add a button, you just click on edit here and you add the button. I'm just going to type a sample one. I want a large orange outline, and then you enter your URL that you want to link to, and then all you need to do is insert and save, and then you've got your orange button there. So everything is literally at your fingertips. If you want to add a video module, a slider, a post, a map, you just drag these modules into here. So if you want to add your slider, you just drop the slider in here, and then you upload your images and you save, and then you have your slider. So it's really that easy, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in this tutorial. Let's go to the services page. So click on services. Now you drag down and you've got your icons here. There's actually icons included in here, so changing it is really easy. It saves a ton of time. You don't have to download it from Google Images or buy it from some graphic website. All you need to do is select the icon that you want. So I want this bug, okay? I want to change the color to pink. Basically change the color here, and then you just save. And then you've got your cool icon here. Everything fits exactly perfectly. Your buttons, you can even add icons to your buttons. I'm going to refresh the page, and as you can see, you've got this beautiful video background. That's really easy to add as well. It's all included with this theme. I'll teach you how to build a blog page, a simple blog page, an about page, simple about page, and a contact page with a map, and also a contact form which blends in perfectly with your theme, unlike a lot of YouTube tutorials that just teach you how to add the contact form in, but it doesn't look like it suits the theme. I hate that. And this website is mobile responsive, so what that means is when you reduce the size of the screen, for example, if people are viewing your website on mobile screens, then it shrinks down perfectly to fit that screen, as you can see here. You can check it out yourself. Just go to hoganchua.com on your mobile phone. This is really important because it increases the user experience, and Google will take that as a positive ranking signal, so they rank you higher on the search engines. And as a result of ranking higher, you'll get more traffic to your website. So I think the combination of the Themify builder and how it's actually built on top of WordPress, it means that it's completely scalable, easy to use, yet extremely powerful, and allows you to build beautiful websites with ease. So I hope you guys are excited to begin, and I'm going to begin with an overview now. You can build your website in just 4 steps. The first thing is you'll need your domain name. That is basically the address to your website. So for your domain name, it will be yourbusinessname.com. For example, my one is hoganchua.com. YouTube's domain name is youtube.com. Secondly, you'll need hosting. This is where all your website files are stored, so people all around the world can access your website 24/7. Thirdly, you're going to have to get WordPress. WordPress is a content management platform. It allows you to manage all your content without knowing how to code. A lot of big companies use WordPress, for example, Forbes, CNN, and even Katy Perry. The fourth thing is I'm going to teach you how to build the website. Before we're going to do that, I'm going to go through the costs. So for a domain name, it normally costs you around $15 per year. Hosting normally costs you around $10 per month. And installing WordPress is free, and building the website is also free because this tutorial is free for everyone. So you're going to save a couple of $1,000s. So the total cost is going to be around $20 because I have a coupon code to save you around $5. So we're going to head over to hostgator.com to get our hosting and also our domain name. So just type in HostGator, HostGator.com, and then click on enter. Click on get started now. There are 3 different plans to choose from. I personally recommend you get the baby plan because you get to upload unlimited domains. So if you want to create more than one website, then this is definitely the best deal, because Hatchling plan only allows you to create one website, and the price difference is not much, $7.16 compared to $8, so it saves about 80 cents. So I really recommend you get the baby plan because I personally get that one as well. So select a monthly one, or if you want to save a little bit more money, then you can get the one with 2 or 3 years, so bigger discount. So just click on sign up. Now this is where we'll register your new domain. So type in yourbusinessname.com. For example, I'm going to type one in now. Inspirational website, and then click on the outside of this box. So just click here, and then it'll start loading and finding the domain and see if it's available or not. So this domain name is not available. So you're gonna have to choose again. I don't recommend you choose anything like .space or .club because .com is more trustworthy, and also people generally just type in the .com extension onto the search bar. They don't think of typing .space. So if they type in .com and they don't reach your website, then they might not try again. So it's really important you get .com or the last resort .net or .org. So I'm gonna choose, so make sure you just choose one that is available, for example this one probably, and then you just select that. Then we choose the package type. We're going to go with the baby one. We're going to choose the monthly option. Just type in your username here that you want, type in your security pin that you want, and basically we're going to fill in the details now. So this part's really straightforward. You just enter all your details, your phone number, address, the country, your state and city. Actually, this is meant to be Melbourne, and the postcode is 3000. Then we enter your credit card details here, and then you can also pay by PayPal, so you just select that option. These are additional services which I don't think you'll need, so just untick these. You can get the domain privacy protection if you want. It helps you protect your identity online, so they can't see your contact details. If they're searching up your website, they can't find your contact details. But for me, I just untick that. You enter a coupon code here. I've got a coupon code that saves you 25%. So just type in Hogan 25 off and then click on validate. So I get a small referral fee for you guys using my referral code. It allows me to keep making these amazing tutorials. So I really appreciate it if you use my coupon code. So as you can see, we save around $4.50, and the amount that you have to pay is around $20. So now select that you have read the terms and conditions, and then click on the checkout now button. I'm not going to check out now because I already have an account with HostGator, but if you check out and if you're paying by PayPal, you'll have to log into your PayPal account and just confirm that payment. But if by credit card, then you should get a congratulations page, and after that you should go check out your email because they'll send you all the website details to your email address. So click on a new tab. I'm going to log into my Gmail. You should get an email from HostGator that looks something like this with all your details in it. We're going to log into the control panel now, where we're going to install WordPress. So click on this link here. I think everyone's link is different. And also just type in your username now and enter your password and click on login. So this is the control panel. You need to scroll down, and once you reach software and services, click on quick install. Now click on popular installs here, WordPress, and then click on install WordPress. Select the domain name that you just bought. It should appear in here, inspirational website. Leave this empty unless you want to install it on inspirationalwebsite.com/something, but most of you guys should leave that empty. Enter your email that you want to put in. Change your blog title. Enter in a username, first name and your last name, and then just click on install. So it's going to take a few seconds for that to install, and then they'll provide you with the login details here. So click on view credentials, and then you've got the admin area. This is where we're going to log in to edit everything. This is your username and this is your password. If you click on this site right now, it might not be up yet, but generally it should be up within 10 to 15 minutes. In some cases it may be 2 to 3 hours or up to 24 hours. So take a little 15-minute break and then come back. Okay, so I'm back, and what we're going to do is click on this here. and then copy the username. It should look like something like this. Click on the username and then log in using this password. So just paste the password in there and log in. So this is your WordPress dashboard, and if you look at the site now, this is what it looks like. Pretty empty and plain, but we're going to transform all of that in a second. Before we get any further, I just want to show you guys where we're up to. We've gotten our domain name, we've gotten the hosting, and we've already installed the WordPress. So right now I'm going to teach you how to build the site, but before that we're going to edit some settings. So go down to users here and click on your profile. We're going to change the password simply because that password is too long to remember. So just select your own password here and confirm password. And then you update your profile. You can also change your display name publicly as. So I'm going to change it to Hogan because I want it to display as Hogan. So then you just update your profile. Then I want you to go to settings and general. This is where you can change the site title and the tagline. You can edit that if you want. I'm just going to leave it as is. Then you can just save the changes. Now I want you to go to permalinks and then change your permalink settings to post name. This is for search engine optimization purposes, and it also might increase your click-through rate when your website is on Google. I'm not going to explain too much about that, but make sure you change it to post name because you don't want your post to look something like that. It's much better to have the title in there. So we're going to save changes. Now we're going to remove some plugins and install some new plugins. So click on plugins here. Deactivate all these plugins first because to delete it you have to deactivate it. So select all those, deactivate and apply. Now select them again and then delete them, apply. Yes. And let's add some new plugins. So click on add new up here. In the search bar here, type in contact form 7 and then click enter. Okay, so this one has over 1 million active installs, so make sure you get this one and install now. Activate the plugin. Now let's search for another one, so add new again. Now I want you to download Easy Google Fonts and hit enter. And this one has over 100,000 installs. So click on Easy Google Fonts. You can click on install now from here as well. Okay, so activate the plugin. Add new, so one last plugin. This is going to be MailChimp for WordPress. So type that in and hit enter. We're going to download this last plugin because I want to show you how you can actually add your email contact form. So hit enter. And this is the download I want you guys to get. So MailChimp for WordPress and click on install now. Hit activate plugin. So that's it. So we're going to install the theme now. Before we can install the theme, we have to download it from our website. So go to hoganchewer.com and hit enter, and then you'll reach this site and click on begin journey. So this will direct you to the blog page where you can download my theme and the images. So just click on download theme and it should download instantly into your downloads file. And also while you're here, just download the images as well. This is all the content that you need. I'll always upload the latest version of the theme here, so you can always find the latest version if you come to this site and download it from here. So after you've downloaded that, then go to Appearance and select Themes. Click on Add New. and upload theme. So click on the choose file and go to where you've saved the theme. Here it is. So just upload it as it is, and then it'll unzip it itself. So just open it and click on install now. So as you can see here, it's uploading, and it'll take maybe a few seconds or a minute, so just wait until that uploads. You can always find the latest version of the theme on my website, and you just download the new version here if you need to. So that's pretty much done. Now what you want to do is click on activate. So you're going to click on begin installing plugin. For this is the Themify portfolio post. I'm not going to go through it in this tutorial, but you might use it later on, so I'm just going to show you how to install it. So just click on begin installing. Now hit install, return here, and you can activate it. So now click on the home icon here, which will go to your home page. So this is what the home page currently looks like. It looks better now, but right now we're going to start editing the home page. Before we do the home page, we're going to edit the settings in the back end first. So click on this dashboard again. It goes back to your dashboard. Now click on Ultra and Themify settings. This is where you upload your favicon, this little icon thing up here. And I'm not going to teach you how to make your icons. It's basically the same as your logo, so you can upload your logo and it will automatically resize to a smaller version. You can get your logos at fiverr.com. So you type in Fiverr. You can get logos for as cheap as $5. So you just go to logo design. The reason I'm not teaching you how to make your logo is that because there's tutorials that teach you how to make better logos, or you can get it for $5. So just look at the reviews and see which one is for you. Or you can go to 99 Designs, where you pay a little bit more money but you get better designs and you get more designs. It's basically like you submit your design requirements and then people will submit their logo designs. So for the basic logo design, which is the bronze version, you pay $380 and you can expect 30 designs that you can pick from, and you basically just select the winner, and after that you get your design and then you just upload it onto your website here. So for this tutorial, just click on upload and upload the HC Black, which is my logo, and just open it there. Now scroll down to Google Fonts and select show all Google Fonts, then click on save. So that's done. Now go to default layouts. So I'm not going to go through every single setting, what it's all about, because it'll take too long. So I'm just going to try and go a little bit faster and only explain the things that we're going to change. So for the first index sidebar option, we want to select the full screen. So that's how we make this thing full screen and without the sidebar here. So select that one, scroll down a little bit, and you want to hide the post title. Select yes for that. You don't want the post title. And also hide the meta, so select hide. Now for the auto feature image, select this one, and feature image position, select the one below post title. Scroll down, and this is the default single post layout. You want to leave everything default, but I'm going to hide the tag because I don't think it looks good. Post comments, I'm going to disable the post comments down here. You can enable it, it's up to you, so you can play around with these settings, but for this tutorial we're going to disable it. I'm going to scroll down to default page layout. I want it to be full screen, so the third option, and I want to hide the title as well, and I don't want page comments, it's really annoying, so disable that and just click on save. Now scroll back up again and let's click on theme settings, the tab there. Scroll down. As you can see, for the header design, it's default. I want to change it to a skinny header. As you can see, you don't want the header to be too big, so you want a skinny header. Disable the sticky header. So what that is, it's I'll show you now. I'll just copy this thing here, paste it into here, and as you can see, this side here, when you scroll down, okay, there's nothing on this page, so it won't show, but this little thing here, sample page, it actually sticks here, so when you scroll down, it'll keep showing the navigation menu. I don't want to show that, so I'm going to disable the sticky header. I'm going to keep the site logo. I'm going to disable the site tagline, exclude the search form, exclude the RSS. This is the search thing and this is the RSS thing. So disable that, disable the header widgets, disable the social icons as well. Make sure you leave this one because you want it to show your menu navigation. So scroll down to your footer design. So for the footer design, you want to exclude the site logo. I don't want it to show that. You can show it if you want to. Exclude that and exclude the menu navigation. Leave those actually. So let's scroll down again. For the image hover filter, leave this one empty. So select grayscale for this one, apply to all images. And this is the animated backgrounds that you see on the gallery page. So when you go to the gallery page here, you can see that it changes colors all the time. So this is where we set the colors. So go here, and you can also enable the colors to show up in your header or footer by just ticking these options. I want to set the speed to 8, and you just basically select the colors that you want to show, and I've already selected a couple of colors, so I'm just going to type that in. Okay, so I've entered all the colors, and you might be thinking how I found my colors. What I did is go to Pixel Editor. I've included a color palette into the content that you've downloaded, so click on open image from computer and upload this one, bonus pastel colors. And how I did it was you pick the color picker here, color picker tool on the left, and you essentially just select the color that you want. I selected it from across, so from left to right, and then from down here left to right. So it sort of changes gradually. It doesn't change from like pink to yellow. It changes naturally. So it goes from like orangey pink to purpley, and then blue, and then green, and then slowly to yellow. So that's why it's got like a nice effect to it. So you just click on here, and then you click on this left hand side here, and that means you've got your color code. So you just copy the color code in here, and then you go back to your website here and you paste in the code that you want, paste as plain text, and you do this for all 7 colors. So you could do this color, and then this color, and then this, and then this, and the last 2 colors, right? And then you just paste those all in. Now scroll down. For the footer text, the footer text is the text that you see here when you scroll down. So this is your footer text 1, this is your footer text 2. As I told you that I'm going to tell you how to remove this, and it's really easy. So if you want to remove this thing, which I don't want to, you can actually just press space here, and then it'll remove it, and then once you save it, it'll remove it, but I want to leave that there. So I can press space and then save. I want to remove the footer thing here, so I go refresh, and then there you go, it's gone. Okay, so but in here I just want to write in copyright and then save. So when you go here and refresh, you'll see that it's added copyright. So that's what I want. You can even add your own text link in there if you want. So if you want to do that, then you can just go to post, so right click on it and then open link in another window, and just go to edit for this. Okay, so let's say you want to add a link in there, and the hyperlink that you want to do is, for example, website. Okay, so all you need to do is select that and then edit that, type in the URL you want it to link to, .com, in add link, and then all you need to go to is text here, and then copy this file, and then let's paste it into here. So this is the code that you'll need, or you can just type in the code if you know some HTML. So, and then click on save. Now when you refresh it, there you'll see you got a link there. So it's that easy. So I'm going to delete that and click on save. Okay, so now we're going to go to social links, and this is where you just add your URLs to your social accounts. So you can go to the website here, go to blog. I've already got the URLs ready, so what I'm going to do is just copy and paste it from here. So where am I up to? I'm up to Themify settings, so I'm just going to click on Themify settings. So I'm going to find the social, okay, so the social links tab, I'm just going to copy the URLs from here and paste it into here. And I'll do these all for the Facebook and YouTube as well. But to change the color, the icon color, you just pick the color here, edit any color you want, and you can change the background. But for this one, we're going to change it to white, and for the background it's going to be a gray. So I'm going to quickly do it for the rest of my social icons. So as you can see, I've added all the URLs into here for Facebook and for YouTube, and also changed the colors. Try to keep the icon colors all the same for all your social icons, and also same for the background. That's really important to make sure it's professional. Make sure you click on save. Now click on your icon up here, and you'll see that your social icons aren't showing yet, so we need to add those in. So hover over here and select customize. Now click on widget and footer social widget, add widget, and then go down to here, Themify social links. So click on this to add it in. Okay, so we've added the social links in here. I want to change the size of it, so all I need to do is just update it to large. And that looks good so far. So all we need to do is to save and publish. Click this arrow here, this back arrow, not the one for the browser, only for the one for the customized thing. So click on that, and then click on the X here to close. So we're going to go back to the dashboard, and it's time to set up our home page. Okay, so hover over pages and click on all pages. We want to delete this sample page because it's annoying, so let's delete that. Click on trash and go to your trash folder and make sure you delete permanently. Now click on add new. We're going to add the home page. Now enter the title here, so we want to name it home. Scroll down to the Themify custom panel, and then we want to edit the settings here. So select the page option tab, and then for the content width we want to set it to this one, full width. We want to leave this one as default, the sidebar option default, because we've already edited in the whole general theme settings, so we don't need to edit this for this page individually. We just need to update the content width. As you can see, you can change the settings for each page individually, but we don't need to do that because we already edited in our Themify settings, which applies universally to your whole site, so it saves a ton of time. Now we need to go to the theme appearance tab, and we select transparent background for the header, so just click this, and then the settings are done. So we just click on publish. We can go to view page to see what it looks like, and as you can see, it's taking shape a little bit. So go back to your dashboard, select on settings, hover over settings and go to reading. We want to set a static page, which means we want that home page to be our home page, for example inspirational site website.com. We don't want it to be inspirationalwebsite.com/home, so we need to select that, click on static page and select home, and then you save the changes. So now it's time to start building the home page. So let's go to pages, click on home and then select edit. Select the Themify Builder tab, and we're going to switch to the front end so we can see what we're doing. So now your Themify Builder is on, so we're going to edit the first module row, that's what I'm going to call this row here, and click on options. So we're going to upload a background image. To upload a background image, we click on Browse Library. But before we do that, I'm going to show you how to edit the background image on Photo, which is a really cool app that allows you to edit photos really easily, and it also resizes it for you, so you don't have to upload such a huge file into WordPress, which saves you time as well. So click on Edit a Photo, and then we want to select DIY, which is do-it-yourself home background. So click on open. I want to show you guys how to edit your photos because I think it's an important skill to have, and once you know how to use it, then you'll always be using it for your website. So before we begin editing, you can go to stocksnap.io to get free images that you can use for your website. You can use it for commercial purposes as well, and you don't have to credit the author or anything like that. Or you can also go to unsplash.com. This is where I got all my images that you see in the content that you've downloaded, and you can search by keyword, filter by subject, and you can click this thing so you can show more pictures at once, and click on all. Then you've got all these amazing photos that you can use. So as you can see, the current pixels is 2000 pixels, which is the width, and the height is 1333 pixels. So I want to crop the image to 2000 pixels across and to about 770 pixels in height. The reason I want to do that is because I want the text, the quote here, to be within the clouds. So this is the perfect height for the image for that. So I'm going to just crop it here about 1.3 centimeters from the top. Obviously you're going to be cropping a different photo when you're uploading your picture, so it's up to you, but for this tutorial it's going to be these proportions. So we're going to click on apply. Now you can click on one tap enhance to enhance the photo and make it a little bit brighter, so I'm going to do that. Okay, so that's looking good. So we're going to save it, so click on save here and make sure you save it as .jpg, not png. Okay, and for the homepage image I'm going to select the high quality. Normally you can select the normal quality and it shouldn't be a problem. So select high and save it to your computer. I just want to save it as done and then click on save. So that is done. Now we're going to go back to our website And don't upload using this button, because if you upload using this button, it'll automatically resize. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So when I click on open, and when you see the image file here, it's automatically changed the sizes. So it shrunk it to about 1000 pixels in width and 400 in height. So the quality is going to be really bad. So I'm going to click on the cross and use this function, browse library, and upload files from here. So select the files and select this image here, okay, and click on open, and then insert file URL, okay, because we already uploaded it. So I'm just going to go to our media library here and select the file here and click on insert file URL. So for the background mode, you have to select full cover, and then scroll down and click on save. So you can't see the full image yet because we still have to add the text in here and add some space. So we're going to drag a text module into the box. Okay, first thing is we want to add our text. So type in inspire, and you want to make this a H1 tag. So heading 1 is H1. I'm going to refer to H1 for the rest of the video. Select that. If you can't see the option for that, you got to make sure you actually click on toolbar toggle. So if I toggle this, then it will disappear, and if I click on it, it will appear again. So make sure this is the heading 1 tag, and then click on styling, and for the text you want to align it to the center. You can also align it to the center using this button here, but I'm just going to do it from here. Now you want to scroll down and add some padding. So padding is basically just some space, and you'll see what I mean. So type in 260, px stands for pixels. So we want 260 pixels on the top, and then just click on save. So as you can see, it's added some space for us, and so the length so it's about 260 pixels, as you can see. By the way, this plugin is called Jing. It's an awesome software. You should probably download it. You can just click here, and then you can capture the image, capture a video as well, and you can send screenshots to people really easily. It's a really good tool to have. So let's add in the next module. So drag a text module underneath inspire. So you want to type in, you must be the change you wish to see in the world. I'm not going to type that in because I'm just going to copy it from my blog page. So I'm going to head over to my blog page. And where we're up to module 1. Click on that and it'll scroll down there. So this is the text we want. So just copy the text from here and then head over to the website. Make sure you click right click to where it's actually flashing. If you right click here, you won't be able to paste in your text, okay? So right click and paste as plain text, because we don't want to have any of that formatting. So I want to change this to the H3 tag, and I want to align it to the center. I want to also add a little bit of padding. So I want to put it as minus, so it actually moves up a little bit, minus 30 pixels to the top, and click on save. Now we're going to add another text module underneath. And for this, we're going to paste in Mahatma Gandhi. Just copy that and right click again, paste as plain text. I want to change this to the H6 tag, and we're going to click on save. So as you can see, the text is on the left here. We want it to move it across a little bit. So what we want to do is create some more columns. So click on the 3 columns and basically just drag the text over and move it over, and we're going to click on edit, highlight it and align it center, and then save it. So it's pretty much that easy. Now we're going to add a button, so add another text module right under there. So click on the shortcodes tab here and select button. type in begin journey, or you can type in your text obviously. The button style, there are a lot of styles you can combine. So for example, you can just type in a large yellow rounded, but for this one we're going to type in a large white outline. And if you sort of find it hard, then make sure you go to this visual buttons guide. You can click on the link on my blog. So open as a new tab, and I've basically compiled a visual guide for you, so you can choose which button you want, and all you need to do is just to copy the style and just paste it into here as plain text obviously, and then you're good to go. And you can also change your background color, so you have to put in the hex code. To get the hex code, I'll show you after I put in the button link. So type in the link you want it to link to. I'm going to put it to blog. You can also change the button text color, and if you put a underscore blank, it'll open in a new window. So I'm going to insert now. For the hex code, you can basically go and click the text color here. Just open this thing and click on custom, and just play around and select the color you want, and you can get the hex code from here and just copy that, and then you can just paste in the hex code like that, and then you can change the background color and the background text. So click on close, and what we want to do is align the button to the center again. I want to add a little bit of padding as well. So the padding I want is 50 on the top, 140 for the bottom. I also want to change the font. You can change the font just by clicking here, and then I want to change it to Roboto, so type in R and then scroll down a little bit and it should appear. There you go, just click on that, and then we're going to save. So as you can see, it doesn't look that great yet. We still need to edit the font. So to edit the font, we need to head over to the Easy Google Fonts plugin we downloaded earlier. So click on save first and close. You have to do that before you go and edit anything else. So hover over this dashboard icon here, scroll down and click on customize. Now what you want to do is click on typography, default typography, and you can edit the text here as you can see. So for heading 1, which is this title here, we're going to change the font, so click on edit font. For the font family, we want to change it to Roboto, so click on ROB and type it out sort of, and then you can select it easily. So we got the font there. You can change the thickness of the font. So for example, it's really thin now because it's at 100. This is a really cool feature and it makes your site look so much better. So you can play around with that, but you can change it to 300 if you want, to 700, to 900. But for this tutorial, we're going to set it as regular. For the text decoration, so that means you can do it underline, line through, and all those things. Going to keep it as default. You can also change it to lowercase, capitalize, uppercase, and all those things. Keep it as default. Click on the appearance tab and we can change the font color. Just play around with that, it's up to you. We're going to change it, we're going to keep it as black, so just default. You can also change the background color, and this is where we change the font size. Okay, so we're going to drag it to 100. Okay, we're going to make it extra big. We can change the line height, you can change the letter spacing, which is really cool. We're going to keep that as default. So click save and publish. So now we're going to close this one and we're going to edit the heading 3 tag, which is the quote in here. So edit font, select font family to Roboto. Now for the font weight, I'm going to set it to 300. The rest of these ones we're going to leave as default. Now click on the Appearance tab. We're going to change the font size to 26. Now we want to change the letter spacing as well to 3. And that's done, so we're going to save and publish. And now let's change the heading 6 font to Roboto, same font as well. Try keep your fonts to just one standard font for your whole website, otherwise it's going to look unprofessional. For the weight, we're going to change it to 300. Go to the Appearance tab, change the font size to 14, so we're going to make it nice and small, and we're going to save and publish. Now we're going to click this back here, not the back here, otherwise it's going to go back and it won't save. Now click on the exit. So as you can see, it looks pretty nice now. Now we're going to edit the header, which is you're going to add the sort of transparent header, and also I'm going to teach you how to add your logo into your website. So to add the slightly transparent header, just like this one here, we need to go to Customize, so hover over here and select Customize. Now as that is loading, go back to our blog page and scroll down to here, so add transparent header and logo. We're going to copy and paste this code, so copy from here the hashtag to the last bracket and select copy. Now click on Themify options if it's not open yet, click on custom CSS, and all you need to do is right click and paste this plain text, and there you go. So you got your slightly transparent header there. So we can change the color to anything we want. So you can go to color picker and select any color you want, and all you need to do is copy the RGB code here and paste it in as so. So I'm going to show you an example. So I want it to be, let's say, a bright yellow. We copy the code, so 250, 247 and 60. Okay, I'm going to try and remember that, and head back here and you edit the code here, so 250, 247, and the last one I believe was 60. So as you can see, it's turned slightly yellow, and you can change the transparency here with the last numbers here. So for example, if I put it as 0.9, that would mean it's 90% opacity. So if I put it as 50, 0.5 will be 50%, and 0.1 is 10%. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave this as triple zeros. So we're going to just save it and publish. Now we're going to add, I'm going to show you how to add the logo in. So click on site logo and tagline here. So you can actually change the site title here as well. So Hogan Chua, I might want to change it to Hogan. And as you can see, it takes a few seconds to load. If you don't have a logo, then I recommend you to just enter a site title here and choose from over, I think, 600 different fonts, and then just leave it as that. So I don't really recommend you spending time to make your own logo unless you've got the Photoshop or tools to make it. Otherwise, just head over to Fiverr or 99 Designs again and get your logo. But I'm just going to show you how to actually add the logo image in. So select logo image here and click on the plus sign. We're going to upload a file. So upload the HC white and click on open. Just insert the image. Okay, as you can see, it's like really big. A really cool tool is that they allow you to actually edit the size within the theme, so it saves a ton of time. You don't have to edit the size in Photoshop or in Photo or anything like that. You just basically change it. So I'm going to change it to 40 times 40 pixels. I just want it kind of small. You can add a custom site logo link, so if you press it, it's gonna link to whatever link you put in here, but normally it's just going to the home page. So just keep it as default. Now we just want to save and publish, close the customizer, and the top part is done. Now let's add the video module. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So this video module here, just click back here and turn on the Themify Builder again. All you need to do is click on video and drag it and put it into here. We just need to add the video URL, so you can go and get the URL from here. Just copy this URL and basically just paste it into here. We need to go to save it. You can change the size, add the title and all that stuff here, but I'm not going to show you that. It's easy to do. So just click on save. Now as you can see, it's not a full cover like this video here. To change that, you go to the row options. This is the module options here. Okay, that's where you edit the row module option. If you want to edit the whole module, you gotta click on this toolbar here in options. Now we need to change the row width here to full width, so it allows it to expand. So click on save. Actually, before we do that, we're going to add a background color. So a background color, I'm just going to leave it as black, and click on save. So that's really easy to add that in. To add a YouTube video, it's really easy. Just go find your video, for example this one, just click on that and basically just click on the thing here and just copy the URL and paste it in. So you could upload your business video to YouTube and then just paste in your URL, and that's all you need. Okay, so we're going to add the feature boxes as you see here to our website. So what we need to do is go to our row options and edit some of the settings first. I want to set the animation effect to fade in. So you can select from a range of options here, select fade in, and make the background color a light gray. So type in F6, F6, F6. Now I want to set the padding, so add a little bit of space, 40 pixels to the top, 40 to the bottom. And now we're going to save it. Now we're going to create 3 separate columns within the row. Hover over here and select the 3 here. Now you want to select a image module and drag it into the first box. We're going to select the image style to be the 4th style here, so click on that. And we're going to upload the image, but before we do that, I'm going to show you how to crop the image again. So I'm going to show you how to crop the images for most of the home page, because I want you guys to know how to crop it properly. So let's just go to photo again and open the image. So it is named after DIY feature image, so click on that and open. Now once that's uploaded, click it here on the right hand side, click no. Now before we can crop it, we have to resize it first. So we want to resize it to about 600 width, and it will automatically keep the proportions if you have this ticked, which we want. Now we're going to crop the image, so click on crop, and we want the size to be 360 times 360. So this is the actual ideal size for 3 feature boxes, but if you make 4, then it might be smaller, so you have to play around with that. So let's pick the best spot in the middle. Okay, now just click on apply, and now you're done. So just click on save it to your computer, save it as normal quality, that should be fine. and just type in done or cropped or whatever you want and save. Now head back to your website and we're going to browse library to add it in. So upload files and select feature image, done. Open. We're going to insert file URL. Now for the image appearance, we're going to deselect everything. You can play around with these again. We're going to remove the width and height. Now for the image title, we want to put a title in here. So I'm going to type our mission. And obviously you can type whatever you want. You can add a link. So we're going to put the link in here. And it's going to go to our about page. We haven't created that yet, but I'll show you how to do that. You can also add a image alt. This is for search engine purposes, because the search engines can't read what your images are about. If you put the image alt, then it will read that and it will see if the page is relevant to the searcher's query. Now after we've done that, you can also add the caption. We're going to leave those empty. So we're going to styling, and then we want to change the font color to white, change the font size to 16 pixels, and also we want to align and center. Now we want to save it. Okay, so that looks pretty good so far. We want to keep the settings for that for the rest of the images here. So an easy way to do that is to click on duplicate. So just do that twice. Okay, so you've got the two images here. We just drag that across to the boxes here. Now all we need to do is to click on edit. We need to click on the cross here. We need to browse the library and upload the picture. The picture we want now is our team. So open and click on insert file URL. So we're going to change the image title to our team, and also we're going to change the URL. So this is just a sample, and that's all we need to change because it retains the settings that we've put in before, so it saves a ton of time. Just save it. Now do the same for this. So edit, cross, browse library, upload files, and this one we want to choose our work. So open that and insert file URL. We're going to change this to our work, and we're going to change the URL to maybe services or our work. It's up to you. Click on save, and there you go. So we've finished the features row, and we're going to move on to the logos row over here. So now we need to click on options and select full cover. We want to change the background color to a gray. So type in F6, F6, F6. Now we need to save it. We want to divide the into 3 columns, so select here. Now I'm going to show you how to actually edit the logos. So logos normally look like this. They're normally different color, and if you put the logo just like that into your website, it'll look really unprofessional. So I'm going to teach you how to edit it and change the color so it's going to blend into your theme nicely and look really professional. So you have to go to Pixlr editor, so just click on that. So just type in pixlr.com/editor, and now to go to open image from computer and click on DIY Airbnb. So I've already included this in the content for your website. Just click on that, click on open. Now we're going to edit it, so we're going to double click these layer first to unlock it. Double click the lock. Okay, now we want to select the text and the logo. We don't want the background color, So we need to select the wand tool. So this is the wand tool, click on that. And we need to select it, so just click on the thing you want to select, for example this logo. Okay, now to select the rest of these ones we need to hold down shift. So hold down shift and click these. Okay, so you've got your selection there. Now what you want to do is to Control C or Command C to copy it. You want to click on this page thing which adds a new layer. Now you want to close the layer 0, so deselect it. Now you want to paste it, so Control V or Command V. So as you can see we've got the logo here and it's the white color and it's all good. So what we need to do now is to actually change the size. So go to image size and we want to change the height to about 75, I believe. Okay, 75. So we're going to save it now. And make sure you save it as PNG, so that keeps it transparent. So just click on OK. Now you want to save it as done. Click on save. We're going to head back here, and what we need to do is to add a text module. If you guys have Photoshop, then it's much better to do it on Photoshop because you get a better quality. So we're going to add the media and upload files, and this one, open. Now on the right hand side make sure it is linking to nothing, so link to and select none. You don't want to link out to anything. Insert into post. Now it's white so you can't see it. You can align it to center by clicking here. Save it, and there you go. So you've added your nice logo there. As you can see it's not balanced and it doesn't look very good, so we're going to add a little bit of padding. So go to the row options, click on row options, scroll down and to padding here and click on here the top padding, change it to 50 pixels and click on save. You should edit the row padding because that allows the whole row to actually have 50 pixel padding instead of individually. Okay, so we're going to add the rest of the images in here. So just add a text box, and we want to add media, upload the files. We want to add 99 designs. Make sure you link to none, insert into post, center it and save it, and same for this one. Now add in Odesk, open and insert into post after you've made that link to none, center it, save it, and there you go. So we're basically done with that, and click on save and close. Now I'm going to teach you how to add the call to action and also the hover color. As you can see it looks really professional. So let's go to 0 and see what they've done. Open a new tab and you can go to 0.com, and when you scroll down they've got the overlay blue color on top of the image, and the image sort of has a blur effect to it. So I'm going to teach you how to do that as well really easily, and it really just adds that professional touch to your website. So we need to go to photo again and open and select the image. It is called DIY call to action. Okay, so select that and open. Click on that on the right hand side and no. So what we need to do is to basically crop the image in the middle. So before we do that, because this is actually a background image, doesn't really have to be high quality, and we don't want the size to be too big, so I'm actually going to resize it before we crop it. So resize it to 1500 pixels across, and then it'll type automatically 999. Then we want to crop it, so crop it as 1500 and around 400 or so in height. So select the middle or any way you like. I think that looks nice there, and then click on apply. Now to add the blur effect, all we need to do is click on this effect icon here, scroll down to tilt shift, and as you can see, you can change the settings here and move it around so you can blur the whole thing. It's really up to you. You can also reduce the size of it like that. You can use the circular one, so click on the circular one. So that would mean the middle is sort of not blurred out. And sometimes if you have a face there or something, then you might want to make the face a little bit clearer. So that's what this one is for. So if you want to focus on something on the computer screen, then you can do that as well. So it's a really cool feature. So I'm just gonna set it like in the middle, and you can change the intensity, so from really blur to like not that blur. I'm going to keep it as 15 default, and we're going to save. So click on apply. Now that's all you need to do here. So we're going to click on save. You just want the normal quality, and then save to your computer. Save it as done. Now head back over to the website and go and click on the row options for the next row. Now we're going to upload the image, so browse the library and upload the file. It's going to be called to action done, and click on open. We're going to insert the file URL. Now you're going to change your background mode to full cover. Now for the overlay color, we're going to put in sort of green, so 558A127, and make sure it's the same for the overlay hover color. You don't want it to change from blue to red or something like that. It looks really unprofessional. So for the overlay color, we're going to select that color, and we're going to change the opacity to around 80%. So 80% would be around somewhere there. It's up to you, but to me it looks to about there. And for this one, we're going to change it to 65%, which is somewhere there. Okay, I'm not sure why that changes. Anyways, now we're going to align the text to center, so it makes all the text in the middle that we can add align into center, so we don't have to change them individually. I'm going to add a little bit of padding, so 10 pixels on the top, and now click on save. So sometimes it might be like that, so you need to go back. It means that the options weren't saved properly. So just reselect that, and then save, and then there you go. Okay, so we're going to add the text now. Drop a text module in there. Now type in 60-day free trial, and we're going to change this to the H2 tag, heading 2. Go to the styling tab. We don't have to align the center, it should be in the center because we already changed it to align center for the whole entire row. So we're going to add a little bit of padding, so 20 pixels on the top, 20 for the bottom, and then click on save, and let's hope it's in the center. Okay, so it's in the center, that's all good. We're going to add another text module right underneath, and I don't want to type that in, so I'm going to head over to the blog and see where we're up to. We're up to the 5th row, so just click on that and then copy this text here, head back here and then paste as plain text. Now what you want to do is go to styling and change the color to white, the font size to 18 pixels, and we want to add some padding to the top and bottom, 20 pixels. Now click on save. Okay, it's looking good so far. I might actually add a space there, I think. Hit enter there and save. Okay, it's looking good. Now we're going to add the button, so add another text module. Click on the shortcode here and add button. For the button text, type get started. And for the style, we're going to keep it as large white outline. And button link, you just add your URL into there. Now click on insert, and we're going to save. Actually I forgot to add the padding, so we're going to add a little bit of padding first. "20 pixels on the top and 20 on the bottom. Click on save. Okay, that's good so far. Now click on save and close here. We're going to edit the fonts. Okay, so to edit the fonts, we need to go to customize again. So head over and click on customize. Now select typography, default typography. We're going to scroll down so you can see what we're editing. Okay, so this is the H2 tag, I believe, so heading 2. Change the font to Roboto. The weight style, we're going to change it to 300. I'm going to leave the rest as default. Now go to appearance, I want to change it to white. Now for the size of the font, I want to change it to size around 50 pixels, should be enough. Now the rest of it we're going to leave as default. We're going to hit save. So as you can see, this font here is not Roboto, and I'm going to teach you how to change the font for the body of the whole entire website. So it's default, so we're going to close this here. Now go back here and then go to themify options. Now click on body. Now we want to scroll down to body font, this one here, and we want to select Roboto for this, so type in R and then select Roboto, so the font automatically changes, as you can see. Then all we need to do is to click save and publish, and we can exit out of the customizer, and there you go. So that looks great. And we're going to move on to doing the testimonials row. So turn on the Themify Builder again. Before I begin editing the next row, I actually want to add a little bit of more padding here. So just go to edit here. And for the styling, I just want to add it to 50 pixels for the bottom because I think it looks a little bit nicer. Yeah, that looks good. Now for the next row, we are going to go to the options. For the background color, we're going to change it to a light gray. For the font color, I'm going to change it to black. I'm going to align everything to the center. And also I want some padding on the top. The reason I want to change it to black is because we're going to change the text here to H3, and that actually is white text. So if I put the black font color here, then it should override the font color of white. So we're going to put a text module into here. I'm going to head over here and copy the text. Just paste that in, and I'm going to change this to H3 tag. Click on save. Okay, now we're going to move on to the testimonial row. Now before that, I'm going to show you how to crop the image properly. So head over to photo again and open this image, DIY testimonial girl. So open that, click on no, and click back on this basic edits here. Okay, so we're going to resize the image to about 800 pixels in width. Okay, take note of the current percentage here, it's 85%. If you increase it, then it's going to become really big, so just keep it small. And then we need to crop the image, so set that to 500 times 500. Now we want to try and get the face just in the middle, so click on apply. Now before we're going to save it, we're going to enhance it a little bit with some effects so it looks nicer. So click on effects here, and then click on Low-Mo, and click on soft glow, and apply that effect. Now we're going to save it. Make sure you save it as high quality, because you want your image of the person's face to really be high quality, otherwise it looks really bad. So save it to your computer. Now head back to your website. So you've got the images. Now we need to go to the row options, and we need to set the background color to the same color as above. So F6 there. And I'm going to add a little bit of padding. So 40 pixel padding on the top. Now click on save. So make sure it's the same color as the top. We're going to divide it into 3 separate columns. So we're going to put the images in each one. Now what we need to do is just to add the image module into there and drag it and drop it. We're going to browse library to upload the image. So click on that and open. Click on insert file URL. And for the image appearance, I want to deselect the rounded option and select circle option. I want to delete the default width and also the height. And for the styling, I want to select fade in effect. Now I want to save it. Again, you can also add an image link and image alt and caption, but I'm just going to leave all those and click on save. And we want to keep the settings to the rest of the photos, so as before we just duplicate it so it's so much quicker. And drag it into there. Click on edit. We want to just upload the image of the next photo, so it's going to be of the guy, and open that. Insert the file URL and click on save. Same one for the last image. Browse library, upload files, and you want to upload testimonial girl number 2. Click on open. and click on insert file URL and save. So that's pretty much it. Now we're going to add the text underneath the image. So add a text module. Go to our website here and we're going to copy and paste the text so it's easier. So this is the first one that we want. To copy that and make sure you paste this plain text. We also want to add the button, so hit enter one time and click on button. The button text, we're going to change it to see Amy's story. The button style will be small green flat, and the button link so just any link that you want in here. We're going to click on insert. Now we're going to change the online retailer the color of that to a light gray. I think it was this gray here. Just want to double check the code, so you can go to custom. Okay, so actually it's this gray down here, the really light gray. So the code for that is 6 nines, and click on OK. Now you want to go to styling and go to align center. Now we want to add some padding for the top and padding for the bottom. Now click on save. So that looks good so far, but I want to add a space in between the name and the text. So go back to edit and hit enter once there and click on save and see how that looks. Okay, the space is a bit too big for some reason. Okay, now save. That looks good, so we're just going to duplicate these modules and just drag and drop the modules into there. And we're going to edit the text. So click on edit and go here. And then we're going to copy the text from here. I'm just going to do this quickly now. You just change the URL basically, it's really easy. Change the name here. Make sure the font here is changed to the light gray. Now we're going to press save and see how it looks. Okay, so hit on save. Now do the same for the next one. So edit, copy the text here and paste that in as plain text. Hit enter once. Change this to the name, so Claire's story. Change the name here. Click on save, and probably there's some huge space here because of the formatting here. So don't worry about that, just edit that. And make sure you change the color here as well. Click on save. Now we're going to click on save and close. So we're nearly done here. It looks pretty good so far. Now we're going to edit the color of the footer. As you can see, it's white, but it's meant to be a dark gray. So to change the color of the footer, all we need to do is go to customize, then select themify options and click on footer. So we're going to drag it down so we see what we're editing. Now the background color, we're going to change it for the footer wrap, which is this area here. I'm going to change it to a dark gray sort of. So enter in the code and it should change. Now as you can see, you can't see the font here, we need to change the font color to white. So now you can see it, but this is the link color. So we need to change the footer link color as well to white so we can see it. You can edit these additional settings if you want. It's totally up to you. So we're just going to save that, and basically we're done for this part. Now I'm going to show you how to edit the navigation section here. So I'm going to teach you how to add the navigation menu, but before we do that, we're going to add some pages so it actually shows up here. So we need to go back to our dashboard and click on pages to add new. So the first page we're going to add is the gallery page. Scroll down to the page options, the Themify custom panel here. And then for the content width, select the second one. For the theme appearance tab, scroll down and we want to change it, the header background to a transparent background. And then after you've done that, you just need to publish. And now we can view the page to see what it looks like first. Okay, so that's what we want. And we're going to add in all the other pages now, so you can actually click add new from here as well. So hover over the plus sign and select page. Now I'm just going to quickly add in the rest of the pages, such as the about page and contact and services. Okay, transparent, and then publish. Add another one. This one will be the contact page. Page options, second one, theme appearance, transparent background, and publish. And the last page, which is the services page, and then I'm going to show you how to edit the blog page. Services, transparent, page options to this one. Now publish. For the blog page, it's going to be a little bit different, so add new, blog. For the sidebar option, we want to select the second one. So we want a sidebar on the right hand side. You can have it on the left if you want. So I'm going to select this one, the right hand side. Content width, I'm going to keep it as default. And then for the theme appearance, I'm going to set it as a solid background and change the color to black. The reason we do this is because if we don't do it, then all this content here actually moves up here and it becomes part of the header sort of. So when you add a solid background, all the content moves down. Yeah, so just make sure you click on solid and add the black color to it. You don't need to do it if you have a sort of a feature image here like the rest of the pages. So if you have a blog page and you sort of have a feature image, then you can also just set the settings here to transparent like all the other pages. Okay, now all you need to do is publish, and we're going to visit the home page to see what it looks like. There you go, so we've added these ones in, and now we're going to edit the navigation menu, for example the hover over colors, and rearrange the order of the menu. So to edit the navigation menu, we need to go to customize. Now on Themify options, click that and click on main navigation. So for this is the menu link color. We want to set the font for it. So I want to change it to size 16 and change it to Roboto. Make sure it's that. And also edit the color. So this is the color, I want to change it to white. Now I want to scroll down to the menu link hover. So what that means is when you're hovering over these menu items, it will change color. So make sure you don't edit the background color. You want it to edit only the font color. So I want to change it to 2FCF29. So which is sort of a green color, as you can see. Now scroll down a little bit and just copy this code here. And for the menu active link, you want to add it here as well. So paste that in. So when it's actually active, for example, when you're on the home page, it'll show that it's on the home page with the green color. So make sure you put it in here, not the background color, because if you put in the background color, then it's going to look something like this. I'll show you. And it'll look really ugly. Okay, so you don't want that. Make sure you put it into here. Now we can save and publish and exit the customizer. So we're going to hover over the dashboard menu and click on menus. Now we're going to edit the order of the menu and remove the home from the menu as well, because we already have a link to our home page using the logo. So I'm going to change add in a menu name. So I'm just going to name it top and create menu. And basically you just select the pages that you want to be in the menu. So blog, services, contact, about, gallery. I'm going to leave the home. And then I'm going to add to menu. And for menu settings, I'm going to set it to auto add pages to here. And theme locations to the main navigation. Then click on save menu. So right now you want to edit the order of the menu. So how we do that is just to drag and drop to wherever we want. So if you want the about to come first, then we do it like that. So I'm just going to edit like this. And if you want the services page to actually drop down from the about page, you can actually just drag it out a little bit. So it's actually a sub item of about. So for example, if you hover over about, then you'll see the blog page come out, but I don't want that, so I just do that. And you can do it even another layer of it, so you can play around with that, but just leave it as this. Now we just save the menu. Now I'm going to go back to the visit site and see what it looks like. Okay, so that's about done, and our home page is pretty much 100% complete. This is probably the hardest part, and all the other parts is pretty easy, since you know how to edit the images and how to add padding, and you know, it's pretty easy. So let's head over and we're going to start creating our about page. Okay, to edit the about page, we're going to go to the dashboard and click on pages, all pages, and then click on edit for the about. Then select Themify Builder, and then we're going to switch to the front end. You can edit from the back end if you want, but we're going to switch to the front end so you can see what we're doing. Okay, so for the first row module, we're going to add the background, as you see here. I'm just going to open it up. So we're going to add this background image here. So we go to options, and we go to browse library, upload files, and we're going to upload the Serenity, this image here, and click on open. Then insert the file URL once it's loaded up. Okay, now we go to select the background mode to full cover, then click on save at the bottom. Now we're going to add a text module. So we're going to go to here and copy it from here. So we're up to the about page, row 1, just click on that. And then copy this text here, paste it in as text. Now we're going to change this to the H5 tag. And also align to center, make sure it's in the middle, and add some padding. So we're going to set 300 to the top, 300 pixels, and 250 pixels for the bottom. Click on save. Okay, as you can see, the font is not what we want it as yet, so we need to save here and close this editor. Now we need to go to customize to edit the fonts. Click on typography, select default typography and edit heading 5. What we need to do is change the font to Roboto. Now for the font weight, we're going to change that to 500. And for the text transform, I'm going to change it to all uppercases. Now click on appearance and change the font color to white. Scroll down a little bit. The font size to about 28, I think. 28. And I'm going to add a little bit of letter spacing. So just 3 pixels of letter spacing. Okay. Now I'm going to save and publish. Then close the customizer. As you can see, the text is in the center here, like reality, it doesn't go all the way across. So to edit that, we need to turn on the builder again and go to options. Going to change the row width to full width and click on save, and there you go, save it. And now I'm going to move on to the module 2. So click on options. Now for the row styling, we want to add a little bit of padding. So set 40 pixels to the top, 40 pixels for the bottom. Scroll down and click save. I'm going to also add 2 columns. So as you can see from this about page, there's 2 columns here, the quote and an image. So to do that, we're going to drop a text module in here. And I'm just going to copy and paste the text. Paste it into here. Now we're going to go to styling. I'm going to change the font size. The font family is already set to Roboto. We set that earlier in the home page for the body font, so we don't need to touch that. So all you need to do is change the font size to 20 pixels and then align it to the center, and then add a little bit of padding, so 80px to the top. And now click on save. Okay. Now for the second column, we're going to add an image. So drop an image module in here. Sorry. Now browse the library, upload files, and upload this one for the about page. Just open that and click on insert file URL. Now we're going to remove the image appearance because I don't want it to be rounded. You can leave it rounded if you want, and also delete the width and height. Now you can edit these if you want, but I'm not going to edit that. I'm just going to save it. Okay, so that looks good so far. Now we're going to drop another text module into here, and we're going to add the author of that quote. So just copy that text from here and paste as plain text. Change it to the H6 tag. You can align it center here if you want, and then just click on save. So that looks pretty good and pretty easy to do. Now I'm going to move on to module row 3. So for that, click on options. For the row styling, I want to change the background color to a light gray, so F6, F6. Now I want to set some padding as well. So scroll down to padding, 40 pixels at the top, 40 for the bottom. Click on save. And I'm going to drop a text module into here. And I'm just going to copy the text from here. And change this to H5 tag. Now for the styling, you can change the color. I want to change the color to a black color, but not too black. So I'm going to type in 231 F20 and then align it to the center and then save it. Okay, so that looks good so far. Now I'm going to drop another text module right underneath and just copy the text from here again. Copy that and basically just paste that in. You might want to format it a little bit, so just hit enter, enter. That's up to you. I want to make this bold. I also want to align everything to the center, and we'll save it to see what it looks like. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Now I'm just going to add the row module number 4, so go to options. Set the background color to FAC 423, so an orange color, and make sure you got some padding, so make sure everything is nice and balanced. Now click on save. Now add in the text here, why I do what I do, and put in a text module. Paste that text in here, change that to a H5 tag and align it to center. I also want the font color to be the same black as I did before. So 231520. Now click on save. Now let's add another text in here. So just copy this text here, drop a text module into here, paste as plain text. Now just format it a little bit and then bold this part. Now go to styling and set it to align center and then save. So that's pretty good. Now let's move on to module 5. We're going to the row styling again. Click on options. Set the background color to a light gray again. You don't want to add too many colors, otherwise it's not professional. So keep it the sort of 2 colors at maximum. So 40 on the top and 40 for the bottom. Click on save, and I want to divide it into 2 columns. After that, drag a text module, just copy the text from here and paste it in. Okay, now set this to the H5 tag as well. Go to styling, change the font to the same one as before, the font color. Now align center and add 20 pixels padding for the top and 20 for the bottom. Click on save. So that looks good. Now we're going to drop a image module into the second row. Browse library, upload files and select the beach. So open. And now insert file URL. So you can remove the settings here, remove the rounded settings, and also remove the width and height. If you want it to open up in a lightbox, I'm going to show you how to do that. So just copy the link here, Control A or Command A I think, and then copy that, Control C. And then for image link, just paste that same URL into here, so Control V and paste that in here. And then you can select open link in a lightbox and image alt. I'll just type one in here. Click on save. Okay, so right now we're going to add some text here. So scroll down here and this is the text we want to copy. Just copy that. Now drop a text module in here and paste it as plain text and format it a little bit. Just hit enter. Okay, it looks pretty good so far. So I'm going to align everything to the center and hit save. Okay, so that looks not too bad. Now we're going to add another image below this image. So I can just duplicate that actually and click on edit and basically browse library and upload another file, this one, and click on insert file URL. So we need to just copy this URL and paste it into here so it's the same one. So you can change the image out. Now I'm going to add some padding as well. So 65 pixels padding for the top. Now click on save. So that's pretty much done, and click on save and close. So there you go. So that's about a whole page done in less than 15 minutes. It's pretty easy to do. So just follow the steps and just add some padding and change the background colors, but don't add too many colors to it. Okay, so let's go edit our gallery page. So just click on gallery here and then turn on the builder. For the row options, we're going to click on that, and then we're going to upload a background image. So browse library, upload files, and select the clear lake image. Click on open. We've also got to scroll down here and just copy the text here. So copy that text. Now insert file URL. Just click on save. Now we're going to drop a text module and paste in that text. Change it to H5 tag and also align it to the center and add a little bit of padding to the top, so 350 and 250 for the bottom. Click on save. There you go. Okay, so let's move on to row module 2. We're just going to drop a text module into here and copy this text here. Stand often in the company of dreamers. They believe you can achieve impossible things. Now copy that and paste as plain text. Hit enter one time. Now we're going to set this one to a H3 tag. Styling, we're going to align it to the center and add a little bit of padding as well. 65 for the top, 65 for the bottom, and save. So that looks good so far. Now we're going to show you how to add the parallax scrolling. So go to row options for the third row. Now browse library, we're going to upload files, select the parallax city number 2 and click on open. Now click on insert file URL. Scroll down to the bottom here. Save. Now we're going to add a text module, but we're not going to add any text. We're just going to add some padding, so it gives that space. So 350 on the top and 350 on the bottom. Now click on save. So as you can see, that looks pretty good so far. Now I don't think I set it to parallax scrolling, so go back to options and set the background mode here to parallax scrolling and click on save. Save here and close this, and we'll see what it looks like so far. So that looks pretty good. Now turn on the builder again, and we're going to move on to row module number 4. So copy that text here. Go scroll down here. Now add a text module, right click and paste as plain text. I want to change this to the H3 tag and add a little bit of padding, 65 for the top, 65 for bottom, and save. So I want to make sure to align it to the center, which I forgot to do, and also just add a space in the middle as well. So hit enter there and align it to the center, save it, and it should look good. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Now we're going to add the next image, so go to options and browse library, upload files. This one is the DIY Inner Mountain. We're actually going to edit this one because it's actually a really big image, so we want to edit it before we paste it in, because if I paste it in now then it won't look as good. So I'm going to show you what I mean. So let's just paste this one in now, open, and insert the file URL, change it to Parallax Scrolling, click on save. Now let's add the text module in here, styling, 350 for the top, 350 for the bottom, and click on save. So I'm going to click on save and close here. So as you can see, for the parallax scrolling, because the image is actually so tall here, you don't see the bottom of the valley and it doesn't look that good. You see too much of the sky up here, which you don't want. So to edit that, all we need to do is go to photo.com again, edit a photo, and select the DIY Inner Mountain, click on open. Now I want to crop the image to about 2000 in width, but I want to reduce the size to about maybe 1000, should be enough. So we can actually see the bottom of the valley here. So then we just click on apply and then save it. We can save it as normal, save it as done, and click on save. Head back to your editor, turn it on, scroll down here. Now we need to go to options and let's just remove that image and upload our new one, and click on open. Now insert the file URL, scroll down here and save. Save it and close that. So as you can see, it looks so much better like that. So you can see the bottom of the valley. Okay, so now let's move on to the exciting part. We're going to add the slider and also the animated background and all those things. So turn on the builder, scroll down and go to the row options. Set the row options row width to full width, and then scroll down to this part, the additional CSS class. So you're going to type in here, make sure it's all lower cases because it might not work if you do otherwise. So animated dash and BG. So click on save and it should show the colors. As you can see here, it's showing the colors now and it's changing colors. But we need to add a slider module now, so drop a slider module in here. Now we're going to add in the quotes first. I'm going to show you what I mean. So open in new tab, and when you scroll down you'll see the images here, but the quotes also change as well, so we're going to do that first. And to do that we need to change the display to text instead of images. Now we're going to edit the settings first before we add all the text in, because that's easy. Now for the slider options, we need to set it to an 8-second scroll. change the speed to slow speed and change a fade effect. Pause on hover, we're going to select no for that, no for wrap, no for this one, and also no for the arrow button. Now all we need to do is to add in the text. So go back to here, scroll down and click on gallery slider, and then this is the text we want. Okay, there's I think 8 different quotes, so just copy that and paste as plain text. Hit enter once. For the actual quote, we're going to set that as a H3 tag, and for the author of that quote, we're going to set that to H6. So we're going to add in all the other rows now and all the other text. So I'm going to do that quickly. Okay, so I've added all those, and I've changed all the heading tags for all those. So right now we need to go to styling and make sure you align center so all of them will be in the center, and add a little bit of padding. So 150 for the top and 100 for the bottom. Now we're going to click on save and see what that looks like. Okay, so that looks pretty good. And right now we're going to add the gallery slider. So let's drop a slider module right underneath. And for this one, we're going to display the images. Scroll down. So before we add the images in, we're going to set the settings. For the image width and image height, we're just going to leave empty for now. I'll show you why, and we'll probably need to edit it later on. So for the slider options here, I want to set that to 3 pictures visible. Auto scroll set to 5 seconds. I want to scroll through 3 at a time, and the speed I want to set it to slow. The effect I want to change it to crossfade effect, so crossfade, and I don't want to pause it, so I'm just going to select no for all these. Now let's upload the images. So I'm going to show you how to do the first one, and I'm going to quickly go through the rest of them. So browse library, upload files, and I've named them all slider so it's easy for you. There's 13 different images to upload, so just go through them quickly. Insert file URL, and that's all you need to do, and just add a new row and add in the images. Okay, so I'm pretty much done adding all those images in. You can also add a image link and title and caption if you want, but I'm going to leave those empty. So we're going to click on save and see how that looks so far. Okay. So as you can see, it's not really even. Some of the images are smaller and some are a little bit bigger. As you can see, that little difference there. And even a bigger difference here. So we're going to make sure the images are cropped properly so they're all the same size. So that's why we need to click on edit and then set the image width and image height to 650 width and the height, which is 400. So that will make sure it's cropped and they're all the same size. So I'm going to click on save. So that should crop all the images perfectly. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I'm going to add a little bit of padding down here because when people are scrolling down, I want the full page to be the animated background. I don't want to see this footer area. So go back to your row options, or actually you can go to the slider here. So click edit here. And then styling, just add 250 pixels for the bottom and then click on save. Now just click on save and close. So let's have a look at what we've done. Scroll down, Parallax Scrolling, really easy. We've added the animated text and the slider text and also the slider gallery. That looks really cool. And the animated background. So right now we're going to edit the services page. So just click on services. Okay, we're going to turn on the Themify builder. Now hover over and click on the row options. We're going to upload the city image. So it's a city in black and white. Open. Insert into here. Now change it to full cover. Scroll down and save. Now enter a blank text module in here. Just add padding for the top and the bottom. So go to padding 325, 325 for the bottom, save. Now we're going to move on to the row module number 2. So we're going to add the quote in. So we're going to copy the text from here. So we're up to the services page. Click on that and just copy the text here. Add a text module into here. Right click, paste as plain text, hit enter one time. Now we're going to set this to H3 tag and the author to H6 tag. Now we're going to go styling and click on center and add some padding to the top, 65 px and 65 for the bottom. Click on save. So I'm gonna hit enter one here. Save. So just edit it so it looks a little bit better. Okay, now we're going to add the feature row. So go to the row options. For the background mode, I want to change it to full cover. And the background color, a light gray. Then I'm going to add some padding for the top and bottom as well. Click on save. So right now I'm going to divide into 3 columns. So I'm going to drop the feature boxes in here. Find the feature module. Okay, there it is. So drop it into there. Now I'm going to go back here and add the text. So add this text here. Copy that. Paste as plain text. Just delete this. So set this as H5. This one should be a paragraph. And make sure you change this to black font. Now we're going to scroll down a little bit, hit enter. And we're going to add a button. So shortcodes, button. And for the button text, we're going to click on view plans. For the button style, I'm going to put FA $, which is the dollar icon, and then large black outline. I'll show you how to find the icons after when I add this in. So just add the link you want to link it to, just any link you want. So I'm just going to type in SEO plans as an example. Now I'm going to hit on insert. Now for the settings here, I'm going to change it to the third layout. So this one, third layout. And for the percentage, for the circle, I'm going to change it to 100. You can change it from anything from 0 to 100. And the pixels I'm going to set 2. And the color of this I'm going to set it to 231 F20, which is a sort of a black color, a lighter black color. And the size, I'm going to keep it as small. You can change it to medium or large. The icon, this is where we choose our icon. And I'm going to, so you can find all the different icons in here. And all you need to do is choose it, and then it'll automatically add it here. But the icon that I want is FA cogs. So this is how we add the icon. So we just add an FA in front. So this is for the button thing. So FA and then a dash, and then you look at the icon you want. So for example, you want the beer icon, so you would do FA dash beer, and then you would add your button style. That means you'll have a beer icon in front of the view plans text. Now for the color, I'm going to set it white here, so just 6 Fs. And the background, make sure it's the same color here. So just copy that color code into here and paste as plain text. Now you can also link the icon to something if you want to, but we're not going to do that. Now all we need to do is save, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so that looks pretty good so far. As you can see, there's too much space here because we might have copied some formatting from here. So I'll just edit that quickly. Just hit backspace once and save, and it should look good. Okay, so that's looking good now. So now we want to add the other feature boxes. So all we need to do is to duplicate it, and then we edit the text inside, so it's much quicker since it retains the settings. So duplicate it 2 times. Okay, and then drag it across. I'm going to edit the second box. So click on edit. Now we're going to copy the text over. So social media, and just copy that over. Delete it, hit enter once, and then paste it here. We're going to hit enter 1 time. We're going to change that to H5 tag, and also make that black. Now we want to change 4 things. We want to change the button style. So I want to change this FA dollar to bars, so a different icon, and we'll change the URL here. Now we'll also change the button text as well. I want to change that to more info. Now I'm going to scroll down, and this is the last thing I want to change. So I want to change the icon here to users, and then we'll click on save and see how that looks. Okay, so not too bad. So I want to press backspace there and save it. Okay, so that looks pretty good so far. And then for the third box, click on edit, and let's paste the text in from here, website design. Copy that, delete the text here, paste as plain text, hit enter once, change that to H5 tag, and make sure it's black. I want to change the button style as well. So let's change the button style to archive, and change the URL to website design, and the button text to see work. And then we're going to change the icon to a desktop icon. Now we're going to save and see how that looks. Okay, that's pretty good. So just backspace 1 time there and save. So as you can see, that's pretty quick. So you've added 3 different feature boxes within a few minutes. Now we're going to edit the row options for here. So we're going to add the video background. Click on options. And for the background type, I want to change that to a background video. We're going to browse library and upload a new file. It is called the video background in 15 seconds. So click on open. Just wait a few seconds for that to upload. So make sure the video file that you guys upload is not too big. If it's sort of bigger than, I think, 3 megabytes or something like that, then I think you guys should look up how to add a content delivery network, which I'll create a video in the coming weeks, and it will show you how to speed up your website using a content delivery network. So right now just insert file URL, and because the background video won't play on mobile devices, you'll want to add a background image. So you can actually add a background image and screenshot the video and then upload the background image through here, or you can just change the background color, which I will do for this video. So I'm just going to change it to a black background. Now we're going to scroll down and click on save. Okay, it's black now, but once we refresh the page, it should start playing. But before that, we're going to add a text module. So drag a text module in here and then scroll down and add the text here. Just copy that and then paste as plain text again. Now we want to set that to H3 tag. I just want to change this to a lowercase. Okay. Now what we need to do is we need to change the font color. So make sure the color is set to white, and let's align it to center the text, and also add some padding. So 325 for the top and 325 for the bottom, and let's click on save. Okay, so that's looking pretty good so far. So I'm just going to click on save and close, and I'll refresh the page. Okay, so I'm going to refresh the page and hopefully the video starts playing. Okay, just scroll down, and as you can see, the video is playing smoothly. If you find it's not playing smoothly, then you can try to reduce the size of the file. That looks pretty nice. So right now I'm going to go to the contact page and teach you how to build the contact page. So just click on contact page. Okay, let's turn on the Themify builder. And for the module row number 1, let's click on options and upload a background image. We're going to upload the contacts, that one there, and click on open. Now insert file URL, set the background mode to full cover, and let's set the overlay color to black and set the opacity to around 70%. You can set the hover overlay as well, but I don't think that's necessary, so let's just keep that as default. Now click on save. Now let's drop a text module into here, and let's copy the text from here, get in touch, and just paste that in. Hit enter one time and paste this one in as well. Just paste like that, and then for this one, let's set that to H2 tag and keep this one as a paragraph tag, but we want to change the font color to white because the default for paragraph is actually black, so make sure you change it to white font. And then click on the styling tab and align the text to center. And for the padding, let's set it to around 300 for the top and 250 for the bottom. Now let's click on save. Okay, so that looks pretty good so far. Now for the module row number 2, we're going to go to options and set the background first. So the background color will be the light gray, F6, F6. Now we also want to add some padding. So 100 pixels padding for the bottom. Now scroll down and click on save. Okay, so right now I'm going to click on save and close it. I'm going to the dashboard, and I want to copy the shortcode for the contact form. So all you need to do is hover over contact and click on contact forms and copy this shortcode here and go back to your contact page and to edit and turn on the builder. Switch to front end. Okay, now let's divide the row into 2 columns. So click on that and we'll drag a text module into here. Let's type in say hello, ideas, feedback and suggestions, spread the love. Okay, now hit enter one time and let's paste the contact form shortcode in here, paste as plain text. So for say hello, I'm going to change it to h3 tag, and for this one I'm going to keep it as paragraph. Now we're going to head over to styling and let's make sure to align everything to the center and add some padding for the top. Click on save. Okay, that looks pretty good so far, but it doesn't look perfect. I'm going to teach you how to edit the contact form towards the end of the video. If you can't wait, you can skip there now. But let's head over and edit this second column first. So I'm going to drag another text module into here. I'm just going to type this in. Find me right here. Melbourne, Australia. Set this one to h3 tag. Leave this one as paragraph. And let's go to align center and add some padding as well. So 100 pixels for the top and 20 pixels for the bottom. Now I'm going to click on save and let's see how that looks. Okay, so that looks pretty good so far. And now we're going to drag a map module. So just drag a map module into there. And all you need to do is to add your address. So I'm going to type in Melbourne, Australia. Click on save. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so as you can see, the map is pretty small. We need to edit the size of the map. So we need to set the height to 600 pixels. And then go to styling. I want to add a little bit of padding as well to the bottom. So 50 pixels padding to the bottom of the map. And then click on save. Okay, so 600 pixels, it's about the size of the contact form, so it's all balanced and looks professional. So let's click on save and take a look. Close that. Okay, so that looks pretty good. And as I said before, I'm going to teach you how to edit the contact form, the styling for the contact form a little bit later. Okay, so right now we're going to head over to the blog page and I'll teach you how to add the blog post and also edit the blog page settings. So as you can see, there's already the sidebar. If the sidebar is not showing, make sure you go back to click on edit the page and I'll show you where to edit it. And page options, please select the second option here and then the sidebar should be showing up. So I'm going to head back to the page. Now let's turn on the builder. So let's find the post module and drag it into here. Now we're only going to edit a few things. For example, the number of posts. I'm going to limit that to 5 posts for this blog page. And also I want to display not all of the content but only a short paragraph of it. So select excerpt and scroll down. The hide post meta. I want to hide the post meta. You can just leave it as default if you want, but for this tutorial I'm going to select yes. and there are a lot of options you can play around with. For example, hiding the post title or unlinking the post title, hiding the post date and all those things, but I'm just going to leave that. So I'm just going to save it now. As you can see, it looks pretty good so far. Now we go to customize and edit the sidebar here. So it looks like I'm going to find the page, open a new tab. So the sidebar looks like that. We need to edit it. So let's go to here and click on customize. Okay, I'm going to save it and then close it first. Now go to customize. Make sure you're on the blog page, otherwise these widgets might not show up. So for the sidebar, click that, and we can remove the widgets and add new widgets if we want. So we're going to remove the recent post, so click on that and remove that. Recent comments, also going to remove that. Archives, remove that. And also the meta, I'm going to remove that as well. So I'm going to click on add widgets and scroll down. I'm going to select Themify most commented, so I'll click on that to add that widget into there. I'm going to rename it to most popular post. Now scroll down here to select display post thumbnail. So it's that little thumbnail here. So click on that and set this size to 120 to 70. So that's a good size, I think. Now we're going to just save and publish that first. Okay, now I'm going to add another widget. So it's just going to be a text widget. So just click on text and just enter in email here. This is where we're going to add the email shortcode. So it will be where your email opt-in box will be. So just click on save and publish. Okay, so we can rearrange everything in any order we like. So all we need to do is just to drag it and it will rearrange itself. But I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to move up the Themify here. I'm going to move the email module up there to the very top. Okay, and for the search bar, I'm going to add a title. Search anything with a smiley face. Now I'm going to save and publish. And we can click the back button and close the customizer. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to add the new blog post and also the feature image. So let's go back to the dashboard and click on post. We want to delete this hello world post because it's annoying, so let's just delete that. Click on trash and click on trash again and also delete permanently. Now let's add new. So we want to enter the title. I'm just going to copy it straight from here. Just scroll down a little bit. Okay. Just copy that title and paste it into here. Now for the text, make sure you just add it into the text box here. You don't need to add it into your Themify builder, so make sure you add your text there. So let's just copy the sample text and paste it in here as plain text again. Just do some styling to it. Okay, that looks about good. You can set the categories here. So I want to add a new category. So click on add new, and the category name will be website optimization. Just click on add new category and that should add. Okay, it ticks it automatically, and now you can add some tags as well. So I'm just going to write WordPress plugins. This is just for organization purposes, and the tags are a little bit for search engine optimization, and also to help the people to search anything they want, and then they can search the tags and they allow them to find the post. Okay, so let's just add that in. You can also add a comma. You can add 2 tags at once, so WordPress plugins, and perhaps you can type in WP plugins, so that's short for WordPress, and then click on add, so it will add them both at the same time. So now we want to just publish it first, and scroll down to the post options. We're going to add a feature image, but before we do that, I'm going to show you how to edit a feature image and sort of make it nicer, because it's important, as it might increase your click-through rate to your blog post. If you're not familiar with blogging or anything like that, it's important to have good conversions, and I think having a good feature image will allow you to have better conversions. So that's why I think it's a simple thing to do, but also important as well. So let's go to open and select the image. I think it was this one, DIY MacBook and desk. So click on that and click on open. Click on that on the right hand side and no. So let's just resize it first. Let's resize it to about try 800. Okay, now I want to crop it a little bit, so let's just crop it to 785 times 380. Okay, so scroll down a little bit, pull it down, and that looks about good. So click on apply. Now we want to add some text to it, so click on text, and I think it was Comic Zine, sorry. Click on that and then add text. So we want to add the text 7 top WordPress plugins reviewed and demonstration. Okay, so 7 top WordPress plugins reviewed plus demo. Now I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Align center first, so let's just drag it to make it a little bit bigger. Now we want to change the font, so you can just change it there to white, and that looks about good. Let's just try the one tap enhance, see if we can make it a little bit better. Okay, so that looks great. Now we want to just save it as normal, save it to your computer, save it as done, and save here. Now let's go to edit post, and we'll go to browse library, upload files, and we'll just add that file into here. Click on that and open. Now insert the image. Okay, so its image is added. Now I want you to scroll down, and for the hide post meta, I want to hide the tags. Again, this is personal preference, so it's up to you, and you can edit these settings for a lot of things here, and you can even change the feature image to a video URL. So let's just hide the tag, and we should be good to go. So update. Now let's view that post and see what that looks like. Okay, so that looks pretty good. We're going to update the fonts for these ones and also the sidebar after we add the second blog post in. So let's just go back and add new post. And for this one, scroll down and just add the title. Again, this is just sample text, so you can do whatever you want. And let's just copy this here, paste that in like that, and then add a new category. So I want to change that to how to's, and just add new category, And for the tags, I want to type in how to create a website, and also WordPress website. And then we're going to click on add. Now scroll down and we're going to upload the image, so go to browse and upload files, select files and select the blog and website screenshot and click on open. Then we're going to insert the image and we want to hide the tag. Now we're going to publish and let's see how that all looks. So that looks pretty good. So I'm going to check out the blog page and see how that looks. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now we're going to add the email shortcode to the sidebar widget. So let's go to the dashboard. Let's hover over the monkey icon and select forms. And you actually can choose some different styles here, from light theme, red theme, green theme, blue theme and dark theme. I might choose the green theme for this one, so just click on green theme and we can just copy the shortcode here. So just copy that text here. We can also edit the text in here as well. So if you can see the sample one, which is join my private newsletter and get the ultimate guide to ranking on Google, and also the button text is different as well. So what you can do is, let's just copy this text here, okay, and we need to enter it in the first line here, which is label. So let's just paste that text as plain text and that should be good. And then for the submit button, we can change the submit button from sign up to something else. So we can change it to get SEO guide now. Get SEO guide now, something like that. And then make sure you've still got the shortcode, so just copy that again. And let's click on save changes. Okay, so the settings are saved. I'm not going to go too in-depth with the MailChimp plugin, because I just want to show you how to add it into your website, as this can probably be another video. So let's copy the, make sure you copy the shortcode and head back to the homepage. We want to go to the blog page because we want to see it visually when we're updating it. So now click on, hover over the icon here and go to customize. Now click on widgets, and this one is your sidebar widget and the email here. So let's just delete the title. Okay, now paste in the shortcode. So paste as plain text and it should update itself in a few seconds. Okay, so it looks pretty good so far. Now what we need to do is just to save and publish, and click on this arrow here, and we're going to edit the font now, the sidebar font, and make sure everything's aligned in the center, etc. So let's go to themify options and then select sidebar and the sidebar font. So I'm going to change that to 14 pixels, so a little bit smaller. And let's make sure it's Roboto as well. So click on Roboto. Now set it to AB, so it's not just all capitals. So click that one. Now I'm going to scroll down a little bit and make sure it's aligned to the center, so everything will be aligned in the center. And the sidebar link. So the links here, I want it to be black, so you can change it to whatever color you want. So let's just change that to black. Now scroll down a little bit to sidebar link hover. So when you're hovering over this link here, that's the color you choose. So let's just type in D62B2B, which is sort of a red color. So after it updates, you can see that sort of red color. Okay, that's pretty good so far. Now drag down a little bit and sidebar widget title. So we can change the settings for that as well. So let's just change it to 18 pixels and make sure that's in Roboto. Scroll down a little bit, hit Roboto, and then set it to AB so it's not capitalized. Now that's already in the center, so that's all good. Okay, now we just need to save and publish, and then exit out the customizer. So there you go. So the blog page has been created, and it looks pretty simple but also pretty nice as well. So we're basically finished with our site, but there are 3 things that I want to teach you guys that is really useful. As you can see, you won't know it yet, but when you reduce the size, this heading 1 tag won't fit in the mobile screen properly, and this one is a bit too big. So I'm going to show you how to edit that really quickly. So let's just maximize it. Now go to customize. Now go to here, scroll back up, and click on fully responsive CSS. Now all you need to do is copy this code here, just copy that, and go to custom CSS, and let's just paste this code in as plain text. Okay, sorry, make sure you copy this top part with it as well, the add media screen. So copy that and paste that in right there. So let's just minimize it. Okay, so as you can see, when you minimize it, now the H1 tag, which is here, shrinks down to fit the page properly, and also the H3 tag here also shrinks down nicely. Okay, so that's all you need to do. Keep the max width at 480 pixels width. So what that means is if it goes below 480 pixels, for example, it is now around 450 pixels. So that would mean that it tells this screen to, it tells the H1 tag to shrink. And this is the font size. So EM is just like the measurement. So if I set it as 4, then it'll be bigger. Just play around with the size. So if you set it as 1, then it'll be really small. So I'm going to keep it as 3. And same thing with the H3, the font size, you just change that. So 1.2, let's just change that to 2, and it becomes bigger. So keep that as 1.2. Now if you want to add another one, so for example your H5 tag is a bit too big, I think this one is a H2 tag or something, so let's just copy here, copy that, and I'm going to hit enter once here because this is the bracket, this last bracket, and this bracket here, it's for everything inside it. So I'm just going to paste that here, and I think this one was H2 tag, so that one's a H2 tag. So if you want to change another tag, so you just basically change the heading tags here, and it's really easy. So I'm just going to leave the H2 as it is. Okay, so that should be good enough. Now just click on save and publish. So there's only 2 factors you need to worry about, the H tags and also the size. EM is just like a measurement. Pixels, PX is sort of like a fixed size. EM sort of changes with relative to the screen size. So make sure it's EM. Now, secondly, I'm going to show you how to edit the button hover. Okay, so keep the customizer open. I'm going to maximize the screen. So as you can see, when you hover over the button, nothing happens, okay? This only happens to the outline button styles. Other styles sort of light up a little bit, but you can change those as well, okay? So I was thinking whether or not to add this to the tutorial because it will make the tutorial so long, but it's something that I'd like to know, so I just added it in. You guys can watch it if you want. So scroll down here and let's just paste in these 2 codes. So copy from there to here and copy that to your thing, and let's just paste this under here, paste as plain text. So split those so we can see those clearly, and as you can see, you can't see any effect to this now, right? So we need to basically edit the location here, and then we'll be able to see the effect. So I'm just going to save and publish now and close this. It's important we close the customizer, otherwise we can't get the source code, proper source code. So let's right click and click on view page source. If you're a Mac user, then I'm not quite sure. I think you can check it out on Google how to view your page source. But anyway, now we're in the page source. So we need to press Control F, sorry, and type in the title of the button, which is Begin Journey. Now, as you can see, beginning journey is here, and this is within the module text location. As you can see, this part. So the location is here. So just copy the location here, copy that to your clipboard. Now turn on the customize and go to your CSS. Okay, so custom CSS, and all we need to change is this here, text and the digits here. So just select here and leave the hashtag. So right click and paste as plain text. Now you should see the button hover. Okay, so there's only, I think, 1 factor, 2 factors, 3 factors, 4 factors you can change. So the location factor, the name of the button, so this one is called white outline. So let's go to the page source, and as you can see, it's a white outline. So if it's something else, for example black outline, then you go back to here and change this white to black dot outline, and that's all you need to change. And for the background, it's the RGB code. So you can go to your color picker and choose a color that you like, and then copy over the RGB, so 67, 115 and 232. So I'm just gonna add in some random numbers. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, maybe 155 and 203. Okay, so that gives you a different color, a nice bluish purple color, and you can change the opacity. So that's 0.5, which equals 50%. So if you change it to 0.9, which equals 90%, it'll be a more darker color. Okay, so let's just keep that as, I'm just gonna undo everything to keep it as green. Okay, and you can change the color of the text as well. So for example, it's white now. Okay, when you hover over it, it's still white. So let's just change it to black, and you can see when you hover over it, it should be black text. Okay, so that's how you change the color. And again, you can just get the hex code from here and paste in the hex code right into there. Okay, so F. Now let's do one more example. This last example, find the location. So scroll down. This one is for get started. Okay, if you have a different button, just search up the title of the button in the source code. So search up get started. Okay, so this is within this text module, and the location is here. So just copy the location and basically just paste it in plain text, and you've got it there. So it's all good. Now click on save and publish. Okay, so let's head on over to our contact page. We're going to edit the contact form styling. So let's scroll down here and copy the CSS code. So copy it from here to the bottom, copy that, and let's just look at our form now. As you can see, it doesn't look very nice. It doesn't blend into our background or anything like that. So let's just paste in the code. So right click, paste as plain text, and as you can see, it looks so much better now. So the best way for me to teach you guys is actually to tell you guys to just play around with the settings. For example, the background color, let's just change that to black. Okay, so you find out this is the background color. So let's just change it to normal again, and let's just change the padding. then you'll find out the padding is the space between here and there. So let's keep that at 0, and basically you can change all these settings and play around with it, but the most important is the button. So the button text color is here, you change it here. So if you want to make it black, just there you go. I just want to keep it as green. And the button hover color, for some reason it doesn't paste properly, the quotation marks there, so we need to edit these quotation marks ourselves. So delete these ones, delete both of them, and add in 2 new quotation marks, and then you'll see when you hover over here it will turn green. Okay, and then basically you just change the RGB colors and also the text color here. Okay, so take an example. I'm just going to choose something random. 1 2 3 5 5 5 3 9. So it changes to a brown color, and this is the last setting, is the opacity. So 0.3 would mean it's sort of transparent looking. Okay, so I just want to keep that as normal green, and you can change the font color here. So that's black, so it should turn black. Okay, there you go. So Control Z to undo that, and that's basically how you edit the contact form. Now let's save and publish. I said there was going to be 3 things I'm going to teach you, but I think there's one more really cool thing that will really make your site look professional, and that is the row anchors, and I'm going to show you how to use that. So let's go to your dashboard, click on Appearance, and select Menus. On the left there's Custom Links, click on that, and for the URL just type in testimonials, and copy the text here, testimonials, without the hashtag. So copy that, and then add the link text as testimonials as well if you want. Okay, then add to menu. Then this is going to appear on your top navigation. Okay, so let's just edit the, I spelt it wrong. Okay, so copy that and save the menu. Now let's head over to our home page. Scroll down to the testimonials part. Okay, so click on Themify Builder and turn that on. Now I want to click on row options for here, what our clients are saying. Now scroll down and paste the testimonial text in here. So paste as plain text, and in the row anchor click on save. Now click on save again, and you can close that. Let's scroll up, and I'm going to refresh it first. So when you click on testimonials, it should automatically scroll down to that part. Okay, so wish me luck. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so you can add these for any page you want and just play around with it. It's really cool. It's exactly the same as the feature here. So when you go to here, when you click on anything, it will scroll to that part immediately, so it saves everyone from trying to find it. So for example, I want to click on Y, and it'll scroll right down there, so you can find all the instructions and the text that you need to add. So it saves you guys a lot of time, and it increases the user experience. So I'm going to quickly show you how you can update your theme. There are 3 methods. I'm going to go through 2 of them. The third one is updating through your FTP. You'll only need to use a FTP if you've actually added new files yourself, and if you've done any customizations to the theme files, which are in Appearance and Editor. So if you've done any customization to the theme files here, rather than using the option panels or the settings that I've gone through in the tutorial, then you'll need to use FTP. But if you just follow my tutorial, then you should be fine using the two methods. It's really easy. So as you can see, if there's an update, there'll be a little notification up here. So when that happens, you go to your Ultra theme, and then you can click on transfer, and we're going to export the theme settings. We're going to export these because we want to have a backup in case anything goes wrong. Then we can import these settings back here, but generally it won't delete the theme settings when we're updating the theme. Let's just click on export. Now you can go to my website, so just go to here again and download the theme, the latest one, which I'll always upload. So after you've downloaded that, then go back here and then click on appearance themes. So we need to delete the current theme. So to do that, we need to activate this first before we can actually delete it. So let's activate any theme you can activate. Activate this one, and then click on Ultra, and then click on delete here. Click on OK to delete, and then all you need to do is click on add new, upload theme, choose file. So find where your theme is, and then basically just open that and install now. So that's going to take a few seconds, and after you've done that, then we're going to activate it. So once that's finished, then all you need to do is click on activate, and then you've updated the theme. And to check that, it will show you the version here on the right hand side here, 1.04. Before we were at 1.02. So the second method is probably the easiest, but you'll need to become a Themify member. So if you go to themify.me, you'll see this website here, and to get the themes, you just go to pricing, and you can select one theme here for $49, which comes to about $4 a month. You get 1 year support and updates. So you can basically just, if you get the membership, all you need to do is you go to your Themify panel, and then you click on update now. So they tell you need to back it up. Okay, so click on OK, and all you need to do is enter in your login and your password, and then you log in and it'll automatically upgrade. So I personally have the Themify Club membership, which is $79, and it includes all the themes here. But I reckon you probably don't need it because the Ultra theme is so powerful, you can literally build anything. But I think the best thing about becoming a member is actually getting the support. This is the forum. Basically, you just ask a question and the support guys will get back to you within a few hours. Sometimes it's quicker. There are a ton of questions which are already asked here. So if you need something, then you can probably search for it, and then say you have the Ultra theme, so you just click on Ultra, and you can look through the problems that people have. It might be a similar problem, so your problem might be solved really quickly. And you can also go to the documentation section. So when you go to the documentations, you've got all this documentation here. So I think pretty much everything that you need about the whole website, you can just click on it and read it and then add it to your site. So that's pretty useful. But when I use the support, I just go to support forums here, and then I just start a new topic. So then I just enter the topic title here, and I normally just use Jing and then capture whatever I need to fix, and then I upload it. I capture a video, as you can see, and then I talk about the problem, and then I finish it, and then I just share it via screencast. So I click on share via screencast, and it'll upload to the screencast, and then you automatically get a link. So once you get a link, I just paste it in here, and then I tell them to watch my problem, and they'll normally get back to me pretty quickly. So I do this before I sleep. I send in a topic, and then I wake up and I get a solution. But again, you don't have to get a membership, as I'll always upload the newest theme here for as long as I can. But I think having the support really helps, because sometimes you want to do something, you want to edit something and move something, and there's a small problem. So these guys can normally walk you through or provide you the appropriate CSS to fix or to add something that you want. I think it's definitely worth it. Thank you guys for watching my tutorial, and give yourselves a pat on the back for watching a 3-hour tutorial and building a beautiful website. Right now we're going to just look through what we've created. It looks pretty nice. This is a video here. Scroll down, you've got your feature boxes, you've got your logos here, you've got your call to action, you've got a button hover color and testimonial modules here, and also social icons. This one, just hit it and it goes straight up. If you want to go to testimonials, click on that. Let's go to our about page. We've got a nice image here, and really simple, elegant about page. Hit on the services, scroll down, you've got your feature modules and also a beautiful video background. Let's go to our gallery page. We've got beautiful parallax scrolling feature and a animated background with a gallery slider and also a text slider. Let's go to our blog. We've got a nice and simple blog. Looks really nice. Go to our contact page. We've got a really nice contact form that blends in with your theme, and also a map. You can add your opening hours or contact details as well. I just wanted to thank you guys for watching to the very end of this tutorial, and I really appreciate it. So I've compiled a special bonus just for you guys. I'm not going to mention it anywhere else. It's just going to be in this video right now, right here. So if you go to hoganchua.com/bonus, you should find 3 amazing bonuses there. The first one being, I've compiled over 15 different video backgrounds that you can use on your website right away, so you can just upload it and use it. Secondly, I've also compiled over 100 different images that you can upload onto your website and use. For example, you can use it for your call to action section or your contact page section. And thirdly, I've also compiled a ultimate website resources list. I've used these in the past and I found them really useful, so hopefully you'll find them useful as well. I hope I've achieved my mission of not only to teach you how to build a website, but really to turn your fears into excitement and to show you what is possible and really inspire you to turn your dreams and visions into reality. Together, I think we'll be able to move mountains and change the world for the better. I really think this video is the best on YouTube, or perhaps the whole entire web at this time, obviously. So make sure to share it with anyone that you think would find it useful. Give it a like, leave a comment if you have any questions, and if you like it, leave a review down below as well, and subscribe for more amazing tutorials. I really appreciate it, and thank you guys again. There's one last thing I want to tell you guys. For the next 3 weeks, until the end of July 2015, you can email me at creativeway10@gmail.com with a link to your screencast video. So you can upload a video of your problem that you're having, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. I'm not a technical guy, so if it's a question about coding, CSS, I might not be able to answer that, but if it's anything related to the tutorial and the steps, I'll try my best. You can download Jing and also sign up for a free account on Screencast to upload the videos. The link is down below, so you can check that out. Try not to tell anyone about these bonuses, because I only can answer so many emails and you don't want everyone using the same pictures. Good luck, and I'll leave you with some inspiring words from the man himself, Denzel Washington.
Now, I've been blessed to make hundreds of millions of dollars in my life. I can't take it with me, and neither can you. So it's not how much you have, it's what you do with what you have. And we all have different gifts. Some money, some love, some patience, some ability to touch people. But we all have it. Use it. Share it. That's what counts. Not what you're driving, not what you're flying in, not what kind of house you bought your mama, but buy your mama a house.